Hello, and welcome to another special edition of Let's Play Gravity Rush, where we are getting gold in all the challenges that we haven't yet got gold in. A bit of a disclaimer first of all, before we do anything else. If you're watching this trying to know how to get gold on a challenge, and the challenge isn't in this video, check the description because I will have linked to the part of the LP where I actually got gold in it. I'm only doing the challenges that I showed off initially, and a few that we didn't see, and then what we're going to do off the back of that is just, you know, get gold in the ones that we didn't get gold in before. And this is glitched out really badly because I'm on the ground, but gravity powers are still active apparently, so I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, this is the first challenge. You might recognize it. It is the very first challenge that we activate in the game, because when you get it the first time, you're really not very powerful and you're really not very fast and all this kind of stuff. But when you do it at this point in the game and you've been collecting gems, this is why gems are so important, and upgrading yourself and all that stuff. By this point you should be able to just knock it out of the park, because you can speed around, stay in the air forever, and you're more powerful and can take out those guys a lot faster as well, because your gravity kick has more power behind it, or at least it should if you've upgraded it. This one goes on for a while as a result of that. I'm showing you the whole challenge, so just bear that in mind. And yeah, I've got a lot of these guys, and we're pretty much just on this loop over and over and over again. I don't know how many things are. You should be able to tell at the beginning of the challenge like what the score you need to get is, but I can't remember off the top of my head because I wasn't looking, because it went away too fast. But anyway, I was too busy queuing things up, because this of course is post-commentary like the Ren Heavy video, because I didn't know how many attempts it would take to do some of the gold challenges, and there were a couple that caused me some headaches, so yes, this one didn't. This one, like I said, the key to this one is upgrades more than anything else, so you pretty much are guaranteed, unless like through some miracle you might be able to do this first challenge the very first time you activate it, but it's very unlikely. But it's very, very easy later on in the game, where you have got a lot more power, because we still have like a good minute left. But because you can move faster as well, you can do things a lot faster, so you can get a lot more Nevi in a much shorter space of time. And one of the big problems when you first do this as well is because your gravity gauge doesn't stay on for very long, a lot of times you just have to stop. And for these guys you pretty much have to you end up stopping and fighting them all manually, but that doesn't happen when you've got the just ridiculous gravity gauge at this point. You can just keep staying in the air and just chain together gravity kicks forever. Whoops. I think this may be the last loop, I could be wrong. I can't tell from my project file at the moment, because there's a lot of challenges to get through in this video, and I hope we get through them all. It's going to be a long video, a lot longer than most of the normal parts. Normally a video this length I would probably split up, but you're getting the full thing, you're getting the full experience with this one. Oh yes, this one's going to be a nightmare to upload. I'm so glad I'm not on my old internet. So, anyway. We're on the last 10 seconds, but I think by this point, I think I probably got to the gold score a long time ago. So it's all good. But anyway, let's see what we got. Yeah, I got double what you're supposed to get for gold, so that score is a good sign. There we go. What's next, please? When it moves, there we go. This is the free race. Hooray. Okay. So again, this one is hugely benefited from having your skills up to date. You know, if your sliding is improved, so it's faster. If your falling is improved, so it's faster. I just went screw it, I'm gonna slide. And yeah, again, it's another one of those things. And again, with a lot of the races, it's all about just learning the route more than anything else as well. One little factor I will mention about the races in general, but you won't see it in this until like the very last non-sliding race. Is one really good tactic for we got gold in this. One really good tactic for a lot of these races is to use the kick. I will talk about that more when I show you another race. But yeah, that one's a nice easy one. This is the throwing challenge, so this one you really need to have your stasis field upgraded, because when you first get it you can only really pick up one thing at a time. Now you can pick up two, so you can just get guys a lot faster. You can't slide, which is unfortunate, because I think that was me stopping to try and slide, but it doesn't work. The only gravity power you can use is flying and stasis field. You can't slide. Which is a shame, because sliding would be very useful at this point, but guess not. But because I'm faster, I can move around a lot faster as well, and also I can pick up more items at once, which is especially handy with dealing with those guys. So this is still a really tricky challenge, because there's just so many of them. Gonna get this guy from the air. He's got extra health, so that didn't really work. Oh no! Yeah. Sometimes I got betrayed slightly by the targeting, because yeah, if there's more than one enemy, it'll just I swear it's random which one it'll choose. There's a police siren outside my house. I don't know if it's a police siren or an ambulance. Could be either. Hope that doesn't turn up on the recording. And yeah, we're just chucking stuff around, really. Again, pretty much all of these defeat a certain number of Nevi challenges, end up getting very repetitive very fast. You might have noticed that with some of the ones that we've done. Got gold on in the main videos because, yeah, I think one of the Vendecentre things was particularly long. Okay, take out this guy. Oh, you can't take out that guy. Also, one thing to note that I didn't know until like one of the later challenges is if you hold down circle when you do the stasis field, it will slowly gather a bunch more stuff, and that would be to your advantage if you could do that in this one as well. It's not necessary because I managed to pull it off without doing that, but it's something worth bearing in mind for the purposes of this challenge if you're following along at home, and I hope you are, because it's more fun that way. And yeah, gonna get him. Cool. So yeah, you can pick up a lot more than 2 items, but I didn't do it this time because I didn't know you could do it. So I looked up some advice and I do one of the later challenges, but I'll talk about that more when we get to it. Anyway, we've still got a good minute left out of that time extension, so yeah, we're doing pretty well. Take that. A few too many times I'll try and like get a guy on the ground that's about to hit me, and it'll hit someone in the air. For some reason Cat will decide, I want to target that guy instead. No, don't do that, please. He's in the background. There's a guy like more to the centre of the target would be more appropriate, surely. And the camera needs to stop doing that with his outfit, so yes. This guy is being especially persistent. I don't think some of these hits actually registered properly, so that's useful. Can't remember the score on this one. You're supposed to get again. You can have a look at the screen that comes up at the beginning, but I kind of skipped through it a little bit. And you also can't kick. I realised if something like that happens and one of those guys comes along, you can't just kick him. Oh, here we go. We're at the end. And Cat just wants to float off into the ether. Yeah, 26-20. We got quite far over the gold, so that's a good performance. What we got next? Oh, you haven't seen this one. This is the free race 2. This is one of the DLC races. Few of the DLC packs provided a few extra challenges, of course, in the remastered version, as always. Like the DLC missions themselves, they're part of the main game. Now this is one where the tactic that I mentioned is especially useful, but I don't do it here. If you kick the targets, it is a lot more useful, it is a lot better for your time, because what happens is if you kick at the target, you officially count as landing on them and hitting them, but you bounce off them immediately. Which is quite useful. So you don't have this where you fall on the target and you have to reconfigure yourself back into the air and everything. Because you can just kick it, have it count, and then you're already in the air. Because you bounced off, and you can just steer yourself to the next target. This one's quite a long race, I believe. Yeah, it was 24 checkpoints. But this one gives you a nice little loop-to-loop, you'll see. You'll see what happens here. And you go up here, and you just slide along on this up a bit. I don't think I meant to slide down there, but here you go. And you carry on this way. Hey, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, this for instance is one of the spots where using the kick would be especially useful, because you can just target yourself back down this way, and you get this one. So yeah, quite a long one. A lot of the DLC races and stuff tend to be a lot more challenging than the main missions you get in the normal game. So that's why we're in this sort of situation where the race goes on forever. You can see the rift plane ones that come up. Yep. Anyway, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Came in 12 seconds before underneath the target time, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that performance. So what we got now? Are we still in Auldnoir? No, we're not. We're in Pleajune, which is actually the correct pronunciation of this place, it turns out. Pleajune. So yeah, this is the energy race. There is no real way to do this quickly at the beginning, because Cat has no gravity powers, so you can't just slide over to that first target, which is unfortunate. And yeah, I think having your gauging improved so it runs down less is very, very useful for this bit. Speed helps too, as always. Speed helps with all the races, of course, as you could probably imagine. In fact, it helps with pretty much all the challenges in general. This one just gotta drop a little bit before you... Yeah, that one's nice and these little smooth little move. I was proud of that one. Yeah, you might come down here and just... yeah. It's the problem with some of these races where you've got to like land on a target and then slide away. Sometimes it can be disorientating, knowing like which way you'll be facing, and you don't want to slide in the wrong direction because that hurts you. Time-wise, obviously, not physically. What we got now? Another Pleajune one, I think. Yes, taxi trial. This one where you absolutely need the this thing upgraded, so you can pick up 2 people at once. Because this was the problem when we did it in the main level. I could only pick up 1 person at a time, and of course it would take forever to do anything. So fortunately this one is a little bit easier because we can pick up 2 people at once, and that's good. So there's less running back and forth, so time gets extended when you're already on a higher time. It's good. And again, there is the tip that I didn't mention before. If you hold circle, you create a wider stasis field, and which is especially useful for these guys here, but I don't do it here, unfortunately. But yeah, if you hold circle for these guys, you would be able to pick up all 3. So I didn't bother trying to pick up the 3rd one, because I was just like, screw it, hurry, time extension, go. There we go. Yeah, make sure to pick up this guy, and I almost went just diagonally away from the guy, which is not what you want to do. Come on. The problem with this mission more than anything else, I think, is just that there's so much stuff in your way. Like, from where you go pick up people to where you go and drop people off. You know, you've got all the lights and the signs and all the rest of it. So it does tend to be a real problem when it comes to, you know, trying to hurry. People are still out there. Well, they shouldn't be. I'm still proud of the title I gave this part, by the way, when I did this challenge, because it was based on this particular challenge, where I said Catbus, which is because the adorable thing from My Neighbor Totoro. I know that doesn't really narrow down anything in My Neighbor Totoro, because the entire movie is adorable, apart from like the mother's unspecified illness, which may or may not be cancer, but you know, wouldn't be a Hayao Miyazaki movie without that happening. Anyway, but yes, Catbus was absolutely my favourite title that I've given in this LP, because of course every title has been a cat pun. Hope you've noticed that. Right, come on. They decided to make life difficult by having her just stroll around rather than just stand in one place. I don't know why. But yeah, it's pretty good. Still quite a bit of time. But again, it takes a really long time. And again, where are you running to? Why you run away? Bag boy. I remember you. I had to chase you around already. So that was a lot more impressive in doing that, so... Here we go. Oops. Nope. Nope. Come on. I can get you in there. Time's running out, but I can get one more person. Hooray. This was a challenge that took me a while to do, by the way. Just so you know, that was one of the problem ones. Even with like a good stasis field and good speed and all that upgraded, it's still a real pain. So... Okay, here's another DLC challenge. This is the Pleajune throwing challenge, and you start with these weird little orbs right in front of you. You can see one just floating there in the air, and again, if I'd have realised that you can do the wider stasis field, I would have done that, but I didn't at the time, so... You don't need it to be able to get gold, but this one took me a good few attempts, so it might be a good idea to employ it if you are following like I am. Again, whole circle. I will point it out when I actually do it for real, though. Obviously I don't do it right now. And with this one, the key thing is, because you're kind of moving around a lot, it's not like the Auldnoir one, where you're just generally in one location and just looping around it. This one you're moving around quite a large area. It's practically a race. Before you move to a new area, always pick up stuff so that you can grab in a couple of kills just when you first enter, so you don't have the little problem of like having to run around getting stuff. Run around and get stuff before you get there. So preparation is key. Yeah, this one goes on for a good long while, and I think it's got like a really huge gold requirement as well, which is not much fun. So yeah, one thing you might notice as well in terms of this particular challenge is well, in fact a couple of the challenges, if you haven't seen it before, you'll notice that there's like already I've gotten the bronze or the silver or something. That's because it took a few attempts and I would have gotten like the bronze on the first attempt, because the bronze always tends to be fairly easy. But I don't know where she threw that, but you know. Yeah, this is another one that gets incredibly repetitive, incredibly fast, and yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Right, let's grab this and listen to him. And Cat does not want to throw anything at this one that's right in front of her face. There we go. It's a pain. Again, it'd be much easier if I could just slide up there, but I can't because they turn off your sliding powers. That's not what I want. So I don't know why they turn off the slide. Like, I could accept if they turned off the slide kick, so Cat doesn't do a kick at the end of a slide, but keep the sliding powers, because they're a good way to speed up on the ground. But, you know. Guess I'm not the developers of this game. Guess they know best. Somehow. Well, they could certainly develop a game better than I could, so I'll give them that. Oh, yeah, and this blimp is not the easiest thing to land on, as evidenced by the fact that I'm completely far away from it. Yeah, I notice that I'm on 2000. I'm not sure if like I've met the goal or not. So, yes, it'd be interesting to know if I did it or not. Oh, and another thing to note, you know how there's all these things floating in the air you can pick up? That's where the, like, charged stasis field is especially useful, because for some weird reason, it's very hit and miss. If you just tap circle, if Cap picks up stuff in the air. I don't know why. But anyway, it's weird that the game never really tells you that charged stasis fields are a thing. If it does, then I clearly missed it. It doesn't really hammer the point home at all. But, there we go. And where's the next guy? Again, up here. Nope. Nope. And let's chuck more of these back at him. Yeah, it's again, this one's a particularly tedious challenge because it just takes forever to do anything. And again, it loops quite a few times before you get gold, so I didn't particularly enjoy this one. Yeah, in fact, I'm struggling to find things to say about it just because it's like, well, the same thing over and over again. We're almost done, I think. Off the road. Oh no, we got some time extension. Let me take this guy out. Oh no. Can I get this guy before the time runs out? I can't remember if I did. Yes, I did. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I was way over. So. I think that might be the end of Pleajune. Remembering correctly. Yep, here we go, we're in Endestria. This one I actually did record. I did the gold run and then looked at my computer and was like, I didn't hit record, so I had to do it again. So that's why the gold is already completed and you won't see the little "you got gold" thing flash up, because I screwed it up and never got that on camera. So, never mind. But this one is the free race, and this one's quite fun actually. I enjoyed the Endestria races for some reason. Because there's a lot of sliding. And on the PS4 version of this game, the sliding is very, very satisfying. I completely screw up this jump. I'm doing this is the right idea, but I'm just ballsing it up all over the place. So, it didn't stop me from getting gold, so whatever, I guess. But try and jump a little bit later than that. Try and aim for the higher platform in the jump before you reach that ledge. So this is the other. I think this is the other free race. Yeah, must be. Again, this is where the kick move would be especially useful, but obviously I didn't use it because I'm an idiot who didn't realise that that would be a good tactic. Obviously, this you want to land, so you can just slide away. Again, the evade thing keeps throwing me over and over again. Do that. As long as we don't hit the train, we're all good. Don't know if you can. I'm doing what I did. And this is where the game glitches out on me and just refuses to accept that I'm sliding along a wall. Never mind. So that's cool. And then we got the energy race. This is one of the less enjoyable ones. First things first, this free fall that you do right at the beginning, you have to just fall all the way down. You grab that energy on the way down, so use that to stop yourself just before you reach the thing. It's barely noticeable. I pretty much just double tapped L1, so I'm kind of... no, R1, I think it was. Or sort of tapped R1 and then L1 in very quick succession so that they could, like, This is where the kick thing is especially useful, because the platforms are so small that trying to land on them is very difficult, as you could see right there. But if you kick off them like this, it is a lot easier to just, because you'll be just hovering straight away and you can just turn left and it's all good. I think this performance was particularly great, but it still got me gold. Here's a shortcut, guys. So last checkpoint, they point you to go up the stairs. You can just do that instead, and it works wonders, and it really shaves off a lot of time. So make sure you do that. Don't go up the stairs. Just like skip the stairs. I think that's one of the few times where you can actively skip part of the route. But here we go. Now this is free race 2. Oh yeah, this one. Oh, this is the energy race 2. That's right. Yes, this one is awful. I did not enjoy this one because you've got a lot of these tiny little pipes that are easy to fall off if you stand in just slightly the wrong place. Yeah. And it's an energy race as well, so you can't just hover around a lot. Yeah, I can't tell you how many attempts this took me to do, but it was a lot. And yeah, there was a lot of really, really awkward things where I just fell off the pipe forever. There we go. Again, just a little bit of advice for anyone following at home. Make sure you do the kick tactic that you'll see later in this video, because that would be especially useful. And if I'd known it beforehand, see, stuff like that happened a lot, but imagine happening every time I tried to hit a target. That was happening quite a lot. Fortunately, these two are nice and simple and relaxing. This one isn't. That's why I spend most of my time just running rather than trying to slide along these things, because I think I did try sliding along them a couple of times and it just messed me up, so that's why I avoided doing it. Fortunately, it doesn't cost me too much in the way of time to just run. I think because it's an energy race they accept it, so it's a very close one though, so not really the best performance I would imagine, but it's good enough, works for me. What's next? Okay, now we're in Vendecentre. This is the Airboat race. Again, this is another one where the kick is especially useful, but I didn't use it here. So, again, because these are tiny platforms, if you kick off this, it actually is really useful, because you can just immediately steer yourself. But I didn't do it, so never mind. Never mind. If you guys are following along at home, make sure you use the kick thing that you see later on, but yeah. This is especially mean if you have to basically slide along the whole roof, and you can't see the next target, the one that's like on the top of the arch kind of thing. And if you can't see it, then you can't do anything about it. It's very easy to miss, and that happened a few times while trying to do this one. May have happened when I did the original challenge in the original video, so we'll see what happens. I haven't consulted the original challenge again in a few weeks, so I can't tell you for sure what happened there. But yeah. There we go. Again, this one's a weird one just because the checkpoints are just everywhere and there's no real clear route. And the route changes every time because of where the airboats are. And again, depending on how fast or slow you do things, it can actually massively affect like where they are. Sometimes they're like in really awkward places like this one is. Sometimes they're nice straight lines, but sometimes they're not, and that really does affect your time. But we pulled it off clumsily. We got gold. Ah, this one, the sweeper trial. Now, I think you might recognise this one, and when I did my original thing, this is what I mean by the... It's pretty much essential that you do the holding the stasis field thing for this one, so you can grab pretty much all of this at once. Because, yeah, the timing is so tight on this one that you just can't... you cannot risk just picking up 1 or 2 things at a time. You have to like grab a whole stack like that, or else you just get nowhere. Yeah, this one took me tons of attempts. This is what led me to find out about the stasis field thing, because I looked it up. It was like, what do I do on this challenge? And I read people also having the same problem as me, and then people finding out that, oh, if you hold circle, you can actually create a bigger stasis field that picks up more stuff. So, especially useful on the throwing challenges, so bear that one in mind too. But it's pretty much essential here, because like these, you can only pick up like 1 or 2 with just a single tap of the circle button. So being able to toss stuff, like toss a massive stack of stuff around, then it makes a big difference. So you 300 points in quick succession. Yeah, again, this is one of those where just how long it took me. And again, this took 2 recordings as well. So I did one recording with the Endestria and Vendecentre challenges, because a lot of the Vendecentre ones I managed to get pretty easily, because by that point I was heavily upgraded from doing boat homes. Turns out that's its name, boat home. Boat home has, because it's bottom, you see, it's the bottom of the world. After doing all that, I was able to upgrade myself so much that when it came to doing the Vendecentre challenges, I was really pumped up. But this one, not realizing what I had to do, was a bit of a problem. I destroyed one of the things that I could have thrown. So, never mind. I do find this challenge interesting though, because Cat is basically just cleaning up everybody else's litter, and that litter includes street signs, somehow. Cat doesn't understand litter very well, which is ironic because her name's Cat. It raises some questions that we won't go into, so not a pleasant thing to think about. Anyway, yeah, this one is really, I think I've only just got the gold, because I think it's 6,000, right? Yep, only just got it. And again, even knowing what I did, it still took like about 3 or 4 more attempts, even knowing, once I found out the stasis field thing. So yeah, bear that in mind when you do it, if you're playing along. Okay, now we've got the last 3. There's 1 in each rift plane. Yes, these are all DLC ones, but they are not all in the rift plane. So, the best thing to do with this one is to use your specials like crazy. You get unlimited power. You can just do whatever you want. You can fly around all the time. And you get infinite specials as well, which is great. And that's why I advise just use your specials like crazy, because they will help. Because you can kill a lot of things very fast, and there's a lot of clusters of enemies as well in this. Big clusters, and the idea is you're supposed to take all of them out very quickly. And let's be honest, if you're just constantly drilling into a whole line of them like that, then yeah. Like these are great. This one's great because you can just toss these out. This special, just toss the typhoon at them, and look how many points we get. Just off the back of that, and you always get a time extension if you take out a big group of them. You still can take them all out. There you go. Cool. I'm sending it that way, but yeah, don't know if any of those hit. Hello, boys. Have a present. Yeah, this one's actually kind of fun, just because you can just abuse the hell out of your specials like this. One of the few times you'll get the chance to do that, and it's pretty awesome. So I think this is the only opportunity in the game where you get infinite specials as well. So you can just do this forever if you wanted. And this is, of course, my favourite special, as you probably noticed throughout the LP, the amount of times I've used this special since obtaining it. And oh look, I can get revenge on all of the dolphins that have wronged me. So that special's rubbish, just so you know. I really don't like the micro black hole. I feel like I'm using it wrong, but at the same time I don't know how to use it right, so yeah, I'm insisting on using it, just because why not? Mostly so that I can have some footage when I eventually do Cat's remastered PlayStation All-Stars video. I guess. Okay. Screw it, let's just go back to the one that's really, really good. That's my plan. That's everyone. Nope, it's a couple of stragglers. Let's get this one normally. And yeah, this one's pretty awesome. So I'm going to take you out the old-fashioned way, which doesn't really work when you just go flying off. Although I did get it. Like, that was me genuinely just being like, did I get it? I don't know. I feel like I missed the whole thing, but I didn't. This one goes on for a very long time, by the way. This is the reason why this particular video is so long, I reckon, because there is a lot of this going on. Are you going to do your thing? Don't know if they're going to do the thing. Yeah, this bit's kind of annoying because you have to kind of get into the cluster of stuff in order to get them to just show their weak points at all. So you can't just jump in with a typhoon and be like, oh, I'm going to get you all. So you kind of have to just rely on just this gravity kick, the standard kick. So, it is unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Yeah, you know how how a lot of these challenges, in order to get gold, you end up looping around about 1,000,000 times. One loop of this is really long, and therefore about 2 or 3 loops even longer. So, Just you're spending a big chunk of your time just tossing this long attack out at everyone. You're not getting away. Come on. I think this is the boss guy, if I'm remembering correctly. There he is. Yep, it's the boss guy. Cat is determined. Cool. Right. More enemies have appeared, and this is the first loop, I believe. Yes, it is. Yep. And this long sequence of getting back here contributes heavily to the time. Yeah. So yeah, we've got more of these guys. I'm completely disoriented. I have no idea which way up I am. So, okay, cool. Good. These are tricky guys. These guys, because it'd be nice to do them all in a line, but sometimes the cat gets thrown off course a little bit. Sometimes she'll correct herself, but then sometimes she'll just throw herself off course completely, and it's not fun. You're trying to do something a little bit more straightforward, but never mind. Come on, cat. Let's get both of these guys. Alright, or just fly off into space. That works too. Cool. Hello guys. Why are you all hanging on the wall? That seems weird. I'm gonna just shoot big rocks at you. How about you? Etc. I mean, look at the point score, by the way. Look how high this is. Believe it or not, a score like that is what's required to get gold. So, I'm not doing... this isn't overkill. It might be overkill, actually, now I think about it. There might be an element of overkill in this, but it's still quite a big number that you do need to succeed. So, I think it did take me a couple of tries. You'd think, oh, this is nice and easy. You can just spam your specials, and it's the only time you can do that, but it actually is quite tricky. I think the first time I did it, I ended up in that sort of area where the boss hangs out, and I just completely messed up. So, because I think initially I was just not used to the fact that I could just toss out specials wherever. So I just was like, whatever, I can't do anything. I just have to try and fight them normally, and then was like, oh wait, no, that's not very good at all. That's it. Come on. There we go. Eventually. We'll get these guys. Eventually. There we go. I think... I'm not sure if I can actually cancel out of that or not, but never mind. There you go. I don't know why I decided to just attack this with the gravity kick when I could have just spiral clawed it to death, but never mind. There we go. Again, very difficult to comment on this now because it's the same thing as before. Do exactly what you did the first time, just spam the hell out of your specials and go nuts. And have fun! It actually is, like I think I've already said, but it's actually genuinely fun just because you can spam specials in a way that you normally can't. So. See what we did. Yep, see, you need a score of 22,000 in order to get gold. So yeah, you definitely need to be on the second loop. At least. Ah, this one, the health race, right, this is not a fun one, but this is where I discovered the kick technique, and this is what you will be seeing as we go along. So you, instead of sliding, you just do this, and then you kick towards the target. Which would be a lot better if I didn't miss it, so... float lightly over this one, and yeah, you'll notice the cat's health is deliberately low. We want to try and stay near the walls for this one because those guys will mess you up, and I think they will kill you. The state you're in. Kick at that. Come on. Yeah, this one's pretty difficult because you are going through the entire rift plane backwards. You remember how it looks, the Inferno? Yeah, you are going through the entire rift plane backwards. We start in the boss fight arena. This is where I screwed this up. And that was pretty good. Yep, that was great. This was, I think, the point when I was recording this where I was just like, I should quit out of this and just start again. And then it was just like, no, keep going, you might do it. So, yeah. But that's the kick technique. You kick at the target instead of landing on the target. You kick at it, so you bounce off and you can just steer yourself and go through. And yes, this entire door becomes a target. Yeah, that's why you kind of need to stay close to the walls, because they like to do that. Yeah, these tiny little things especially are good to kick because they crumble the target thing away, so it's much easier to just... because it then removes the obstacle of them being in your way. Just do this. You can steer yourself nicely through the thing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the amount of attempts it took me to do this one. Yeah, the fourth recording that I did of these challenges, it was this and the sweeper trial, because I had to go away and be like, right, what do I do? I have no idea. This is where I learned the kick technique. You just kick at the thing and you can just go over. Yeah, which I keep bringing up, but it's very useful, as I discovered. This one, however, you want to land on, I think. You want to slide. Go on. There we go. Slide all the way up. Because this is the beginning slide. I know it's from yesterday's Rare Navy video, actually. Yeah. We did it in reverse. Again. I think, oh no, I've got to fight a big guy. Don't worry about fighting any of these guys. They are just there to mess you up because it's a health race. So there we go. Ray. Very close one there. Very, very close. So, kick technique is especially helpful there. So, okay. What's this third one then? What's this one like? You can probably gather by the fact that the bronze and silver were there that I did this on my first attempt. This one is so much fun, and it's really easy. This is the sliding race in the third rift plane, and it's the easiest thing in the world. I imagine on the Vita it's the hardest thing in the world, but on the PS4 it's the easiest thing in the world. And it's great, and I love it. Yep, the path is pretty much just straightforward ahead of you, and you loop around at one point, and then it's all over, and you just keep sliding, and you just never stop. And sliding is so much fun in at least the remastered version. It'd be interesting to go back to the Vita version and play the sliding now. See if it's just as irritating as it was the first time around. You get to go around a big circle, and I don't know how you can possibly fail this challenge unless you're just completely inept, but I mean, again, you can see how it's possible to fail this challenge on the Vita, but it's not that bad on the PS4. So, can't help but wonder if the challenge was designed knowing that the sliding mechanic was a bit rubbish on the Vita, but then you know, it's meant to be like an ultra hard challenge, and then of course on the PS4 it becomes mega easy, and this is where I start getting messed up completely. And it didn't really affect me too badly. Also, you can't fly in this challenge. I've not actually tried to, and I think that was the first time I tried, and you get a little, what I call the error noise. Oh no, it's there. There it is. There we go. At least 2 minutes. There you go. Done. There we go. All the challenges, gold. Check the description for the ones not in the video. I'll see you around. Bye.